Hey everybody, it's Corey coming to you from Lake Coeur d'Alene here on a beautiful February morning. This morning we woke up to temperatures in the teens. Right now it's about 25 degrees, 11 o'clock in the morning, and that's colder than normal by about 10 degrees. And the reason is we've got clear skies and there's an Arctic airflow coming down from Canada. But this beautiful day gives us an opportunity to take a drive. It also gives me an opportunity to speed. So we're gonna take a drive today. We're gonna go from Coeur d'Alene here to Kellogg. Let's get driving.
Okay, we are turning onto Coeur d'Alene Lake Drive, and we're gonna be heading towards Sherman Avenue, which is the main road through downtown Coeur d'Alene. I wanna point out right now as we're on the road here in Coeur d'Alene, there is no snow on the ground, and you're going to notice a difference when we get into the Silver Valley, how they have snow on the ground. So that just will show a different climate, and they're relatively about the same elevation. Okay, going by our last traffic signal that we're going to see in the video here, we're on Sherman Avenue, now turning onto Highway 90. Highway 90 is a main transportation corridor from the West Coast to the East Coast, and that's important to recognize if you're considering living in the Silver Valley and commuting to Coeur d'Alene or Spokane for work. You're going to be driving on this road, and I want you to pay attention to the volume of semi-truck traffic on the road. That's all the goods and supplies that are being delivered from the East and West Coast along this corridor. Another interesting note is that Amazon has a distribution center in Airway Heights, which is just west of Spokane, and that distribution center has a lot of truck traffic coming and going from it. All right, we're going to be heading over the Veterans Memorial Bridge right here, and although you can't see it, to the right is Lake Coeur d'Alene. This is a spectacular view when you're driving it live. So we're going to be driving for a little bit here along Lake Coeur d'Alene on the right. Okay, so we are now approaching the famous Wolf Lodge Inn on the left. That little red building there. That is the best steak in all of Coeur d'Alene, probably all of North Idaho. So if you're looking for a good steakhouse, the Wolf Lodge Inn is the way to go. All right, you can see right now we are entering a darker, colder canyon. This is the beginning of the 4th of July Pass. The 4th of July Pass summits at about 3,000 feet. Coeur d'Alene is at about 2,200 feet, so we're going up 800 to 1,000 feet as we go over the pass here. And you'll notice that it is in a canyon with a lot of shadows, and just tends to be colder because the sun doesn't penetrate the canyon as much. And this is a significant point to make, that if you're going to commute from the Silver Valley to the Coeur d'Alene and Spokane areas, you're going to be using this pass. And again, pay attention to the volume of semi-truck traffic. And as you're going around some of these turns, a lot of them are off camber. You'd be turning right and your car will be leaning left and so forth. And with the roads being wet, they tend to get icy. The traffic guys can put down de-icer. So this road can be an issue in the winter, and it is probably the biggest negative about commuting from Silver Valley to the Coeur d'Alene Spokane metro area. So I wanted to point that out. We are now coming up on the summit of the 4th of July Pass, and you can see how we've got snow up here. We didn't have it back down in Coeur d'Alene just a couple miles ago. And then we're going to head back down the pass now into the Silver Valley. Enjoy. Okay, so the $1 million question is, why is it called 4th of July Pass? So a little bit of history here. We are crossing through the Bitterroot Range of the Rocky Mountains right now. And there was no road through the Rocky Mountains until Captain John Mullen of the U.S. Army and his crew made the road. And this was after the Lewis and Clark exploration. Mullen was designated to come out and cut the road through the Rocky Mountains. And in 1861, he and his crew got to the summit where we just passed, and they celebrated the 4th of July in 1861 on the summit of what was then called Mullen Road. And it's similar now to I-90. They mimic each other. But yeah, that's why it's called the 4th of July Pass, because Captain John Mullen and his crew had a big old party when they reached the summit in 1861. I just want to point out that right about here is where we cross over from Kootenai County into Shoshone County. And we're going to be driving by several towns on I-90 as we go towards Kellogg. When we get to the end of this video, we're actually going to zigzag through these towns that you see. So it's worth holding on towards the second half of the video, because we're actually going to go through these towns and show them to you firsthand. But for now, we're just doing a straight shot from Coeur d'Alene along I-90 to Kellogg, which is about a 30-minute drive, so that you can kind of see what the commute is. Like I said, we'll double back through these towns on the second half of the video. Okay, so another notable thing about the Silver Valley, obviously this is a mining community, and they have mined minerals out of these mountains for decades, mainly silver, but a whole different array of minerals. And something to note when you are looking at investing in real estate out here is the EPA has designated the Silver Valley as a Superfund site. And that basically means that the mines have to clean up their tailings that contain minerals that can leach into the water. And I'm not going to get into the weeds on whether it's a justified Superfund site or not. That's for you to decide. You can do your research. Just look up Superfund site, Silver Valley, do your own research. Okay, coming into Kellogg right now. This is the Silver Mountain Resort. You can see the gondolas going up to the mountain. That is the world's longest gondola from the bottom of the valley here all the way up to the summit. Your elevation here is about 2,300 feet, just a little bit higher by 100 feet than Coeur d'Alene, but you can see there's more snow. You'll also notice the top of the summit where the gondola ride goes is up around 6,000 feet, so it's quite a spectacular ride up that mountain. The population here in Kellogg is around 2,300 people. And as you can see, it is an old town, beautiful turn-of-the-century buildings, and there are no traffic signals. This is an old-school, beautiful town, and a lot of pride in this town. So let's take a drive through it. Okay, another significant fact about the town of Kellogg is it is the headquarters for Dave Smith Motors. Dave Smith is the #1 truck distributor in the world. He distributes pickup trucks, Chevy and Dodge all throughout the world, and a lot of that inventory you'll see spread out through the town of Kellogg. We just drove through their headquarters. So yeah, it is the headquarters for Dave Smith Motors. And we're going through another part of Kellogg here, not quite as old as the main part of Kellogg. This part of town, you can see from the architecture, was developed during the 50s and 60s. And at the end of this road, Shoshone County does have their county hospital. So they do have a hospital out here in Kellogg, but most of your specialty doctors and such are going to be in Coeur d'Alene. And we're getting back on I-90, and we are going to head back towards Coeur d'Alene now. I will also point out that we did not go to Wallace. Wallace would be another 15 minutes east of Kellogg. That is also part of the Silver Valley, and we'll cover Wallace in another video. But for now, we're heading back towards Coeur d'Alene from Kellogg, and we're going to zigzag through small towns on the way. Okay, coming off I-90, we are going to go to the first town on the way back to Coeur d'Alene, and that is Pinehurst. Pinehurst has a population of about 1,600 people. Its elevation is about 2,200 feet, and it's a small town with a supermarket, a couple gas stations. Most of your big city amenities from here on out are all going to be in Coeur d'Alene. This is a great little small town called Pinehurst. And we are now in the unincorporated community of Kingston, crossing over I-90 here. It's a lot of unincorporated communities, Kingston here, and then we're going to head along the river. The Coeur d'Alene River is on our right, and we're going to take this road into our next community, which will be Prichard. And here we are heading into the unincorporated town of Cataldo. Cataldo, part of it is in Shoshone County, part of it is in Kootenai County. Here it is right here. This is quote-unquote downtown Cataldo. And a lot of great rural properties and areas around Cataldo. Also the Cataldo Mission, which I understand is, if it's not the oldest building in Idaho, it's one of the oldest buildings in all of Idaho. Crossing over the Coeur d'Alene River right here. And again, we are heading west towards Coeur d'Alene. So let's enjoy the unincorporated area of Cataldo. All right, and that is the end of the Silver Valley. We are now getting back on I-90, heading westbound. This is again the start of 4th of July Pass, coming up from the other side. So enjoy the 4th of July Pass.